Hello?
Hey, I'm breaking up with you.
Sorry, dude. It's because I'm filming a video right now, so I
What?
can't hang out. But
You're filming a video?
I'll let you know when I finish the video.
Fuck
All right.
you. You're broke.
Cool.
You're ugly.
What'd you say? Oh.
And I never want to see your face again. Okay?
Okay.
Bye.
All right. I'll see you later. Bye. So the plan is that I'm going to make a house. How I'm going to do that, I don't know. I don't know what color it's gonna be. I don't know what it's gonna look like or what I'm gonna include in it, but I'm just gonna make something that I'm proud of, I guess. I realized that I am not of this. I'm not of this world. I don't belong on this planet, in the sense that I've never felt like I truly belonged anywhere. I always felt kind of out of place, and I've always wondered what my purpose is on this earth. And I think that's why I like the idea of aliens a lot, because I can relate to them. And sometimes I feel like a lot of my ideas are out of this world, not necessarily in a good way, because it's not like I'm saying that they're so good and so awesome that they're out of this world. No, I mean, like, they just don't make sense to a lot of people, I feel. And I get scared, to be honest, when people tend to, when I tell them what I'm thinking about and the ideas that I have, they kind of look at me sideways like, are you sure about that? Or no, they straight up just tell me, no, we can't do that. You know, that's not something that at least they don't think is possible, you know? And I think that stems from childhood, in a lot of ways, because my parents weren't the type of parents to encourage creativity necessarily. My dad is a school teacher, so he has the ability to teach other people and to teach kids how to learn math, reading, writing. So my dad is very analytical, for sure. My mom is the more creative one, even though she doesn't have a creative job per se. This is going to be the foundation. I'm just going to start with some grass. I've never heard of a house being built on grass, like just straight up grass, but we'll just be different in that sense, and we'll experiment with the grass foundation. But yeah, my mom works at a school district in the administration office. She does like testing for the students, and wait, someone's calling me. Hello? Sorry, dude. It's because I'm filming a video right now, so I can't hang out. But I'll let you know when I finish the video. All right. Cool. What'd you say? Oh. Okay. All right. I'll see you later. Bye. Sorry, guys. But yeah, my mom is more creative than my dad, and I think that's where I get a lot of the creativity from. But then again, my dad is he is give me 1 second. As I was saying, my mom has always been very arts and crafty. She loves working with kids as well, and she loves kind of helping kids with like at church with like Vacation Bible School, and doing tiny little activities for children that are fun for kids, kind of like what I'm doing now. But my dad is actually a pianist, or a pianist, however you say that. By the way, I've seen that movie, and I didn't like it, The Pianist. I don't know what it was about it. It had everything to do with, it had nothing to do with piano and everything to do with war for some reason, but I guess I wasn't in the mood at the time. But the first time I saw it, I didn't really like it. But So yeah, my dad plays piano, so I think that's where I got my musical ability from. And yeah, I was in jazz band all 4 years of high school, and I barely fit in there. I mean, I was still kind of the shy and awkward kid in band class. So, I mean, I barely fit in, and but I think that helped me later on in life to just create my own world and not worry about fitting in. Because I think the more you worry about fitting into a place, the more you'll stand out. And if you're comfortable being alone and making your own, like literally sometimes even building your own friends and having like literally imaginary friends and just being into stuff that not many people are into or that people find weird, that will make you feel like you fit in, and therefore eventually, somehow, hopefully, you will actually fit in. But yeah, after high school, I graduated in 2014, and in 2015 I made a mixtape and I put it out on YouTube, and then in 2016 I made another mixtape, even though it's technically an album. It's not on streaming anymore, but I put it out on streaming in 2016. And then shortly after 2017, I was heavily inspired by a lot of musical acts like Frank Ocean, Brockhampton, and like 21 Pilots. And then I started making more serious music. I started taking it more serious, and then I took down the 2016 mixtape album thing from SoundCloud or from streaming because I felt embarrassed by it, I guess. I talked about my faith a lot in that album, and I just felt like I didn't want to be labeled as a Christian artist or a Christian band or anything like that. So I kind of strayed away from that later on. But so then I took it off streaming, and then I put it on SoundCloud. Because I was like, well, a lot of people are doing that nowadays, right? At that point, it was like 2017-ish. And I think SoundCloud was still in its golden era at the time. But then as I made more albums and more projects, on my own, mind you, I didn't have anyone to help me with recording or producing. I just wrote everything pretty much. I played all the instruments. But I started putting out albums on streaming. And one album that I want to kind of promote, and I'm going to play a few songs from, is an album that I made called Abundance. And that album I made with a few friends, but mainly one other person. It was just pretty much me and him, that we were heavily involved in the creative process of Abundance. And I, to this day, Seeking Warmth is my most popular song on streaming. And I've always wondered why. Well, I don't wonder why. It's a good song. I mean, that's why, right? But what I'm talking about is, what I want to talk about is, I want to talk about it from my perspective, the artist's perspective, right? Because I feel like a lot of artists can sometimes drown in, okay, so this is gonna be extremely like colorful. The base of this house is gonna be very colorful. I wanted to make it more color coordinated, but that's just not gonna happen at this point. But oh well. Anyways, I'm just kind of letting my creativity flow and just going with whatever. But so the artist's perspective, right, of Abundance, my 2019 album. A lot of that album, or what I was gonna say was, I feel like a lot of artists get drowned in the feedback too much. I think feedback, literal and metaphorical, feedback, I mean, think about it. A microphone feedback is not a pleasant sound, right? You kind of want to avoid that because it kind of ruins the vibe of whatever you're doing. Especially if you're playing live, you don't want your feedback to be louder than your voice. And just people don't like the sound of an annoying microphone, right? So I think that in many ways, in a lot of ways, feedback, physical feedback, real feedback from a microphone is kind of the same as feedback from your audience, from your fans. But at the same time, feedback also lets you know that you're too close, right? You're too close to the mic, or the mic is too close to the amp or the speaker, or however that works. So in a way, feedback from people indicates that you're too close to your own, I guess, musical ego, and you're too focused and tunnel visioned and narrowed on your own, on the idea of yourself, of your music. And I think in order for people to make things that are great, which I can attest to this, you need to get out of yourself. You need to not listen to, this is gonna sound crazy, but not even listen to yourself, if that makes sense. Because a lot of those songs that I made during the Abundance era, which I'm about to play Seeking Warmth for you, but before I do so, I wanna talk about it a little bit. But during that time, during that era, I just followed my intuition 1000%. The only things that kind of changed throughout the process was very technical things. For example, I'm just gonna say this before I play the first song. Seeking Warmth originally started, and I'm so glad that I got this specific feedback, because it's not really feedback, it's more like a technical critique, I like to call it, from your fellow musician or artist that you're working with. But this guy I was working with at the time, I showed him the song Seeking Warmth, and originally I just wanted to put it out as a, like, the lead guitar part. It was just gonna be acoustic guitar. It wasn't gonna be electric, and it was very, very like acoustic sounding, right? This is the whole entire song. So I'm just gonna leave these spaces open for something in the future. So yeah, I'm just gonna elevate this too. I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna start putting stuff down here. So it was pretty, it sounded way more bare than it sounds now, but it was his kind of recommendation and his creative choice to not go for that and to actually record it again, the guitar part, and actually do electric guitar, which gave it a whole new life to the, I mean, way better than how it was originally. And I think if it weren't for him, and if it weren't for making that specific creative choice, the song would not be what it is now today at all. So I'm gonna play the song for you while I keep working on this, and then I'll think of more stuff to say while this song plays. Just keep in mind, this is my song, I wrote it, it's my band, it's on streaming, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would get copyrighted by my own song and my own music, but whatever.
I need an intervention, divine intervention, you know. moments do they pay attention carefully? The shadows of my past welcome me again with a smile. But something deep within, something new, lets me emerge from my cocoon. I only have what's right in front of me. Only you know what is right for me. Compromise, compromise, compromise. Improvise, improvise, improvise. Vacation and pure introspection, there is nowhere else to go, so I'll be coming home to you. You're sad.
Alright, so I decided not to play the whole song and just give you basically a nice little preview of the music instead of playing just the whole entire thing. So I'm going to show you another song a little bit later on, towards the end of this video, and I'm going to talk about it as well. But before that, before we get into the second song, I just want to say that I think it's really important as artists, as creative people, to find solace and find a sense of fulfillment within our own work, within our own style of making things. For example, I don't know what my style is, I don't know what my vibe is yet, but I'm realizing and I'm learning that, for example, doing this Lego thing, right? I'm very sporadic and spontaneous. I mean, in general, in life, but like also with my art. And it's so true that just proves that thing that people say where it's like your art is a reflection of you. It's 1,000% true, because not only am I, because I'm an Aries, and that I think that means that I'm supposed to be like super spontaneous and impulsive or whatever, which I am, but I'm also chill, you know. I mean, hence the name, The Mellow Pages. But point is, when I make stuff, I don't think about it too much while I'm making it. And that goes for music as well. When I'm making a song, I don't really put much thought into it. I just kind of do it. It just kind of comes naturally. Of course, with its, you know, moments of frustration and a little bit of hesitation here and there when it comes to making certain decisions. But for the most part, I just throw colors on a canvas and I just see what sticks, kind of. And I do that when I'm drawing too. I just draw a whole bunch of crazy characters, and maybe one day I'll show you guys some of my drawings from when I was younger. But yeah, I mean, the way that I make things is very similar. There's like a theme, although I don't know exactly what that theme is or what it should be called yet. I know that I have my own style when it comes to making stuff, and that excites me. That makes me excited to see what I come up with next, because I'm always kind of on edge. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know which direction we're gonna go in. I don't really plan ahead. that much as you would think, you know, that one should or would. And so this next song, you know what? Speaking of spontaneity, I'm changing my mind on the spot, and I'm just going to show you 2 more songs. It's going to be a total of 3 songs, because I really want you guys to know what I'm thinking about my art. So this next song I'm going to play is called Solitude, and in the beginning of the song, I say some lyrics that pretty much I don't like to give meaning to stuff so that you can kind of have meaning for it yourself, but pretty much it's like I'm basically talking about my creativity in that song, and how you know, it's best when I'm alone when I do it. And also because sometimes, I don't know if this happens to some of you guys who make music or make art or write songs or whatever, but do you guys ever like make a song and you didn't really put that much thought or meaning into it? There wasn't like a specific meaning behind it, and after you put the song out, then it gets meaning, then you gain perspective, or you look back on it and you're like, oh, that's what that meant. Or somebody can even come up to you and be like, hey, what did this mean, or whatever, and you're just like, and you can just make up anything and it'll probably just make sense and fit. So that's pretty much what I'm kind of doing right now with the whole like, oh, I work best when I'm alone, but that's really not why I made that song. Literally the reason why I made Solitude is because it felt like and it's funny because one of the lyrics I in the beginning, I'm just like, I put my headphones on, right? And on the cover of the album, I have my headphones on, and I'm kind of just like sitting with my head down on a table, and which that wasn't going to be the original cover. I'm so glad I went with that. But anyways, that song, I'm literally saying, I put my headphones on, I don't know where I'm going, but something tells me that I'm doing this right. Meaning, when I record music, I literally don't know what I'm doing. I don't know but there's something inside of me, deep inside of me, that says, yes, you know, do that. Do what you feel is right. Follow your intuition. And then there's a part in the song where I'm like, you don't know a thing. You're doing it wrong, my friend. Something like that. I'm your apparition here to kill your ambition. That's the voice in my head that tells me that I'm not doing it right. And that can either be in my head or in real life, you know, when people are like, well, technically you're not doing that thing right. And I just don't like it when people tell you why or why not something is supposed to be done a certain way. It's like, I'm doing it my way because that's the only way I know how to do it. No matter how much you try to tell someone how to do something, they're gonna do it the way that they think is right, because that's them. That's a part of who they are. That's pretty much the way life is, right? So I'm gonna play a little bit of that song, and then we'll talk about the third song, and then we'll be done. And we'll leave this project for I don't know if you would want me to continue it, destroy it, keep working on it, and let's see how it looks at the end, because my goal is to literally use up all these pieces. I just want to like use them all. And so yeah, it'll be exciting to see how it kind of evolves and changes and becomes the final product. But I'm gonna play Solitude, for a little bit of Solitude for you. So, my phone camera, which is the one that I'm using to record the bird's eye view, it's almost dead. So I'm gonna try to speed things up a bit here. The final song is called Depressed Tropical Island. And this is a song that I made during lockdown 2020. And I remember distinctly I was in my backyard at my house with my parents at the time. I was making the song, and there were two artists and specifically two songs that inspired that song. And let me tell you the story behind it because it kind of happened on accident. So I saw a video on YouTube of this channel called Sax Squatch, and it's basically a Sasquatch, a guy dressed in a Sasquatch suit, and he plays the saxophone. There was one video of his where he did a cover of One More Time by Daft Punk, and I did not know that. I mean, I had probably heard the song before, but I didn't know that that was Daft Punk that he was covering. I thought it was an original. So I got so inspired by that. I thought it sounded so good that I literally tried to emulate that song, that saxophone song. You can go look it up if you want. And so after I got inspired and I pretty much, ripped it off, but I just came up with my own chords and melodies and beats and stuff. Then I found out that it was a cover, and then I looked it up and I was like, whoa, these sound pretty similar. Like it's a similar vibe for sure. And then the other artist that it kind of sounds like that song that it resembles a lot is I think it's Listerine by Dayglow. And so yeah, listen to One More Time and Listerine by Dayglow after or before you listen to Depressed Tropical Island, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'll let that play.
Depressed Tropical Island.
Alright guys, we're at the end of the video. I want to thank you for listening to my music and for watching me build this random Lego house. And I definitely plan on doing more of these, but let me know if you want to watch more of this. I'm pretty sure no one's going to watch this, but at least it's a way for me to express my creativity and also promote my music. So I plan on doing more stuff, like showing you more of my art, like drawings, film scripts, and also just my opinion on movies and music in general. But yeah, just remember to keep on creating, and just pretty much the only suggestion I have for people who want to get into music and stuff is just pretty much build your own world, make your own world, and make your dreams a reality. And just keep it pushing, don't give up. So let me just put this one piece on here to kind of finalize it, and then we'll be done. And I'll see you guys. I just want to finish this before my camera dies, but I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'm not going to destroy this. We'll continue to work on this so that you can see the evolution of this house. All right, bye.